are the most valid crash outs in anime history. Starting with Sasuke from Naruto, who went from being one of the most promising students at the Hidden Leaf Academy.
As of now, Itachi is entirely in my past. Your blood will be the last that I shed.
It's because I understand Naruto. I want to negate everything, Obito.
To abandoning everything he'd ever know the moment he realized the village he was raised to protect had destroyed his entire family. And honestly, can you blame him? You see, Sasuke grew up carrying the weight of his clan's legacy on his shoulders, every single day training to make his brother proud.
The demon boss is loose!
Then one night, he comes home to find his entire clan dead. And the one person left standing, smiling, is Itachi, the person he looked up to the most in the world. Even as a kid watching this, something about that scene just hit different. Because Sasuke didn't just lose his family, he lost his entire reason for existing. So when he finally walked away from the village, away from Naruto, away from everything, I wasn't mad at him. I was rooting for him. Sure, the methods got a little extreme. Okay, very extreme. But you try watching your big brother murder your parents and come out of it well-adjusted. Kudos to Sasuke for holding it together as long as he did. Unlike Guts from Berserk, whose crash out didn't build slowly. It happened all at once and took everything from him.
His weapon was far too large to rightfully be called a sword.
Look, most characters on this list lost something important. Guts lost everything in a single night. The woman he loved, the arm he fought with, his eye, and the only family he'd ever chosen gone. Sacrificed by the one man he trusted completely. Griffith!
You have to get out of here!
You're free to go if you want to.
Why are you doing this? What's the point?
The eclipse isn't just a crash out moment. It's arguably the single most devastating betrayal in anime history. Because Guts didn't just get hurt. He got his entire understanding of loyalty and love ripped out of him and used against him. And when he came out the other side, he didn't cry, he didn't break down. He just picked up the biggest sword he could find and decided, if the world was going to be cruel, he'd be crueler.
Could that really be him? His movements are completely different than they were earlier.
Honestly, if I went through a fraction of what Guts went through, I wouldn't be getting out of bed. So yeah, the Berserker armor, the cold rage, the single-minded revenge quest? Valid, extremely, completely valid. On the other hand, Eren from Attack on Titan's crash out didn't come from one moment. It came from finally seeing the whole picture and deciding he didn't like what he saw. When Eren was a kid, his crash out was simple, passionate. His mom got eaten by a Titan, so he swore to kill every last one of them.
We settled this once and for all!
Relatable, if a little intense. But the real crash out, the one that changed everything, came the moment Eren touched Historia's hand and saw every memory of the future at once. Every death, every war, every consequence.
Come on, let's go.
And instead of breaking down, he quietly decided he would do whatever it took, no matter the cost. Watching this as a casual fan is easy. You're thinking, okay, he's dark now. That's cool. But sitting with what Eren actually saw, the entire weight of his people's extinction, and then watching him choose the rumbling anyway, that's not a villain arc. That's a man who looked at an impossible situation and picked the option nobody else had the stomach for. Whether he was right is a whole other conversation. But valid? Absolutely. But while Eren crashed out from seeing too much, Hyakimaru from Dororo crashed out from being given too little. His whole life was basically one long setup for a breakdown. Here's the situation. Before this kid was even born, his father made a deal with 48 demons, trading his unborn son's body parts for power and prosperity. So Hyakimaru came into the world with no eyes, no ears, no arms, no legs, no skin, no voice. Nothing. He spent years fighting through demons just to slowly reclaim his own body piece by piece, and every time he did, every time he got a little closer to being whole, his father sent more people to stop him. Because killing the demons meant losing the prosperity they provided.
Give it back.
Give it back! It's mine!
So when Hyakimaru finally snapped and turned on the people hunting him, including his own brother, it wasn't a villain moment. It was a person who had been robbed of everything before he even had a chance to want it, finally saying enough. I dare anyone to watch that arc and not root for him. Though if Hyakimaru's crash out was about reclaiming himself, Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion was about never being given a self in the first place. And it produced one of the most quietly devastating meltdowns in anime history.
Spare me! Please! I beg you! Please spare me!
Let's be real for a second. Shinji gets a lot of hate. The get in the robot jokes write themselves.
It's so dark! A face? Is that a robot?
But think about what's actually being asked of this kid. He's 14. His mother is dead. His father emotionally abandoned him for years. And the first thing he makes contact again.
Shinji Ikari,
Yes?
you will be its pilot.
Huh? What are you saying?
It's to put his son inside a giant biochemical weapon and send him to fight things that could end humanity. And when Shinji hesitates, when he does what literally any reasonable teenager would do, everyone around him acts like he's the problem.
Get in the Ava.
No, I can't. Besides, I just got here. Why do I have to do this?
Shinji, tell me.
Shinji's crash out isn't explosive. It's a slow collapse. He keeps trying to find reasons to stay. Keeps trying to earn some version of love from a father who is constitutionally incapable of giving it. And when the world finally asks too much, he folds. Not because he's weak, but because nobody ever gave him anything to hold on to. Honestly, I'd have left on the first episode. On the other hand, Zuko from Avatar, The Last Airbender's crash out, it didn't fold quietly. It ricocheted back and forth, back and forth. And that's exactly what made it so real.
Don't patronize me! You know what it's supposed to look like!
Sorry, Sifu Hotman.
And stop calling me that!
You see, every time Zuko was about to do the right thing, something pulled him back. His father's approval, his need to prove himself, the voice in his head that told him he wasn't good enough unless he won. His lowest moment, choosing Azula over Aang in Ba Sing Se after everything he'd been through. Wasn't a villain move. It was a trauma response. A kid reaching for the only love that had ever felt familiar, even knowing it would cost him.
Hunting you was my drive. It was my purpose. So when I joined you, I lost sight of my inner fire.
The reason Zuko's arc resonates with so many people isn't the redemption, it's the relapse. Because most people who've ever been in a toxic dynamic know exactly what it feels like to know better and still go back.
Hey, I wanted to sit there.
Just next to me. What's the big deal?
Zuko's crash out wasn't a moment. It was a years-long war with himself. And the fact that he came out the other side, still kinda miraculous.
Teaching you a lesson.
But moving on to arguably the most valid crash out in anime history, not just because of what happened, but because of how long it had been building.
I don't know how I can ever make it up to you, but
Pain from Naruto. When he was a child, his parents were killed by Hidden Leaf soldiers during a war that had nothing to do with him. His best friend died in his arms, trying to protect him. His teacher, Jiraiya, who genuinely loved him, couldn't save him from becoming what grief and powerlessness inevitably create. And then, after losing literally everything, Nagato spent years watching the cycle repeat. Village after village, war after war, the same hatred, the same loss, the same children orphaned by the same systems.
first I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna bring peace to the ninja world!
So when he finally made his move, when he leveled the Hidden Leaf to make Naruto understand, it wasn't random destruction. It was a man who had run out of every other language. Was it right? Nah. It was understandable. Completely. Nagato didn't crash out because he was evil. He crashed out because he was a child who got taught that the world only responds to pain.
All right, so close I'm almost there.
Yes, indeed you will. They're a negative and positive relationship.
And spent the rest of his life proving himself right. And honestly, the saddest part is, he wasn't entirely wrong.